It's another Sunday, so you know what it is, another faction focus. But ladies and gentlemen, first, I want to say welcome back to the channel. I'm Lennon. How you guys doing? And like I said, welcome back to our faction focus Sunday, playing in Rome 2. So today we are going to take a look at one of the Balkan factions, specifically at the Odrysians. So the Balkans have a pretty interesting passive-like strategy, because they all have, the top two are all the same, so they have minus 50% mercenary recruitment cost, which will help you out pretty well in this campaign. And although the drawback on that is you have plus 50% mercenary upkeep cost. So is it good? Yes. Is it annoying? Yes. Will it work? In some situations. The Odrysians do have a hard starting challenge, and I'll explain more about that later. They do, however, have some interesting passives for their own, which is plus 2 experience ranks for all missile recruits. And why that might be handy is something I will get into a little bit later as well. And they have plus 100% income from raiding and sacking, so that is where your big money is coming from during this campaign. So I'll see you guys on the campaign map in a second. So here we are on the campaign map, and as you can see, the Thracians, or the Odrysians in this case, start with only one settlement. Is a minor settlement as well, in a province that's contested by 3 different factions. So that is your first starting challenge to really get your home province of Thrace going. You do have a little bit of a fleet that you can help to either get some early public order, or that you can help to take out the Thracians, or the Talisians. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but they can help you get towards Anthea in this situation. So the Odrysians have a very interesting starting challenge, because you are at war with nobody, but you basically have no friends either. So you basically could go any way you want to. You could go over here, you could go north, you could basically pass the sea and start taking out shit over here. Although it does kind of push you in towards your first thing over here, because you really hate the Tribali, which has a city in your home province. And of course you don't have a really good relation with Macedon, and once you start a war with Macedon to get your home province in check, you'll probably get into a war with Greece and Sparta as well. So probably your way of conquest in the first to mid game is taking out this entire part, and maybe Illyria with it. And even then, you can choose do you want to go north and take out this, or go east? You could go east over here, take Bithynia, and then either hold that as a choke point, or just go east. You could go west towards Rome and over here. So you do have a lot of ability to go anywhere you want, basically. And the game will let you, because like it doesn't push you in a single direction like our Parthia, where you have a certain military allies that help you out or just limit your operations. Where the Odrysians are going to struggle is their military department. So we have, of course, we have this one, which brings us to the famous barbarian military tree. Military units are very, very few. You have almost no diversity in your armies, because like these units bring you nothing. Over here you start with some Thracian peltist, and like I said, we have the plus 2 recruit rank for missile units, so these guys will get there. And honestly, these might be one of your best units. It might be weird to say, but these units are pretty good for your base, since they have pretty decent stats, like very good missile damage at 41, 7 ammunition, so you can deal a pretty hefty amount of damage with these guys. And they still have very decent melee stats, like 28, 35, 40 melee defense. So these guys can hold their own. either as a backline or as maybe even as a front line. And once you start going up the ranks, you get the Thracian warriors, and these guys are really good and really bad at the same time. And you might think, why is that? Well, they are absolute tanks with like 45, 46 melee attack weapon damage, 36 charge bonus. So they can do a fuck ton of damage on the charge if you get them into the right position. The bad part is, these guys are fucking glass cannons. You have 12 melee defense, 30 armor, and a base morale that's pretty suboptimal. So these guys can do a lot of damage, but if you put them in your front line, they're gonna be dead within seconds. So that's why I'm saying, like, maybe these peltasts are your best option for like a decent front line, maybe including with some spears that you can't really build. Okay, so definitely just your Thracian peltasts as front line, and then your Thracian warriors as like flanking units, because these guys on the front line are jack shit. So of course you get like nothing extra in tier 3, so you don't have specific tier 3 units, so that's where you're at a disadvantage. And then in tier 4 you get the noble Thracians, which are absolutely same in amazing stats. 76 melee attack, 45 weapon damage, 63 charge bonus. These guys wreck. And then you see it coming 14 melee defense. So these guys wreck and then they die. And they're pretty expensive for such a glass cannon unit with a recruitment cost of like 1300. They do have better armor and health and pretty decent morale, so they will hold out a little bit longer. Especially with Headhunt. But yeah, then their defense gets even lower after that. So it's a bit of a hit and miss. If you get them into the right position with flanking and backstabbing units, they're gonna be absolutely wreckers of any unit. But if you put them in the front line, yeah, you're gonna lose quite a few of them. And that's basically your entire infantry department. So where do you want to shine out? You have some stable units. You can get them pretty easily. And once you get more into this territory, you will be able to recruit some mercenaries, mercenary hoplites and mercenary spears, which could help out your front line pretty damn well. So if we take a look at their horses, they have Thracian Cav. Pretty decent for a missile cav unit, 32 missile damage, 7 ammunition. Pretty weak, decent stats towards a cav unit. Once you get towards the second, you get the Thracian horses, which is I believe it's a melee attack? Oh no, a spear cav. So you have bonus versus large. All around, pretty, not really that good stats. Like, it's doable, but it's nothing special. And at tier 4, the noble cav, that's where you start to shine more, like with the 50-30 weapon damage, melee attack, also bonus versus large, a lot of health, a lot of armor. So army wise, you're gonna struggle against armor, against mid-tier mid-game, late-game roam. You're basically gonna struggle everywhere in the late game due to the fact that you don't have armor. You barely have any decent ability to hold a front line, especially except with the Thracian peltasts. So prepare for a fucking challenge, especially on the higher difficulties where factions will be more aggressive towards you. These guys, it's tough. I've played a few campaigns and I've never gotten anything significant done, especially on higher difficulties, without spending so much time in stabilizing and just fighting waves after waves of enemies. So yeah, pretty hard starting challenge, pretty hard challenge like everywhere in the conquering department. So over here you have a lot of missile units against you, like missile cav. And there's basically no way you can compete with that. So it's just gonna suck. So if you want to do a challenge like this is Total War challenge with this campaign, prepare to get pissed quite a lot. Prepare to be annoyed most of the time. So is it a fun faction to play? Yes, because it's super satisfying to get these Falksmen, or like you do have a few basic spears I see right now. I missed those, sorry. But those are nothing special as well. Like, you have decent melee defense, but that's basically it. They can hold, and that's all they can. So yeah, it's a challenging campaign with this Total War as well. Is it fun? Yes, because it is super satisfying to see the Falksman and the Thracian Warriors just absolutely wreck a unit once they get a decent charge into the flanks or into the back of the unit. But it's annoying as fuck to deal with everything. So I would give this probably a 5.5 to a 6 out of a ranking. Definitely not for newer players. Definitely more of a challenge for a more experienced player with a knowledge on how to like absolutely destroy your enemies and fighting tactical battles and all that sort of stuff. So I think that is being said most of it. If I did miss anything, please let me know in the comments. And with all means, I'm just going to say thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it helps you out picking your faction. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.